there's a much bigger issue, and that goes to the SQB. And I don't know if you're familiar with the SQB account. That's the Social Security account that we have. Anyway, it's as a person in the United States, I'm a shareholder of the value of America. I have my own
Okay.
share, and that share would be, within the Treasury. All the money that's in the Treasury is our money. It's not government's money; it's our money, and it's I have a portion of it, and so that would be basically the SQB. There's a lot more to it, but that would be my account for my value of America. And when you have that, right, then it's growing interest, it's increasing value. But when you put a person into a guardianship, which is basically what prison is, it's the state saying, "Oh, I'm going to take custody of you, and now I'm going to have a guardianship of you and take care of your health, welfare needs because you can't take care of yourself." So once they put someone into a guardianship, now the state has the ability to be able to have control over that account, and you know that's a much deeper conversation that we need to go. But I'm just saying that there's some very, very significant financial advantages to the state by being able to take custody of these people and then be able to rob from that account, particularly the interest. They can't touch the trust money, but they can touch the interest. And that's why they like to lock people up for life without parole, is because that's a person that will never, ever, ever be able to access that account ever again, to
Right.
buy a house or to buy a car, whatever that might be. And so these states, there's a lot of financial incentive to do it. And another one that I want to point out is that right now today there are more than 12 million children that have been robbed from their families by the states through these CPS systems. Now these
Yeah.
CPS systems, they have an initial financial incentive to do that, because for every child that they remove from the love and care of their family, they actually get paid under the Title 4D Social Security Act. So the states are getting paid for every single child that they remove. So there's an
I
initial
didn't
financial
know
incentive.
that. I didn't know that.
It's a significant amount of money. Yes. If they adopt them out, they get even more. There is a financial incentive to do it. And it's upwards of $400,000 that the state makes for every single child that they remove.
Especially I mean, there's a huge incentive to do that, especially in impoverished
Yeah.
impoverished areas.
Right.
That's wild. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah. So there's an initial financial incentive, but the one that people aren't talking about is the long-term financial incentive that people don't even see, because every child that you remove from the love and care of their family, where they don't get that love and that example of self and father and mother, every single child that you remove has got an 80% likelihood of going to prison over their lifetime. So now we have a system that is building a self-sustaining product because the trauma is being inflicted upon these children, by the removal of the love. There's a much better way to deal with the familial unit as well. Rather than taking a child, let's go ahead and help the parents get a job. Let's help them get housing. Let's not deal with an issue of scarcity where we're going to destroy a child's life and create trauma that he's never going to be able to address. So we can, long term, be able to have a product that's going to be feeding the system and long term incarceration. We don't want this anymore. These
Right.
children. I mean, remember, every single prisoner is someone's child. And I did this because of the family, because, again, going back to the beginning to kind of round all this out, when I realized that what I was doing before was wrong, I was in national security, and the systems that I was building, the technology that I put in place, the programs that I advocated for were hurting the people of the United States. And I felt that I had no choice, because I was not being a good example to my children. I have 3 kids. I haven't spoken to them in 9 years because I had to go down this path myself, because sometimes in order to help others, you got to suffer alongside them. So I made a decision 9 years ago that I was going to do this, regardless of whether I get paid, regardless of whether it's money. I'm going to do it because I have an obligation to do so. I joined the military at 17, and I swore that I would support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that's an oath that I intend to fulfill. But when I realized that I was not being a good example for my son, and I knew that my son was going to look to me as his hero, so I damn well better go out and do something heroic, right? And if I'm going to be proud of the man that he becomes, I must first be proud of the man that he emulates. So I needed to get out here and set the example for him and show him, this is what a man does, son. This is what they do. And for my daughters, I have twin daughters, and it's kind of the same thing for them, because they're going to be looking to me as an example for who they need to marry, right? And so if I'm going to be their first love, if I'm going to be their example of who they're going to choose to give their hearts to, then I better be the type of man that I would approve for them. And so this is an opportunity for me to be able to set the example and to be the man that I needed to be, and that I wasn't in their presence, and do it in their absence. And at the same time, God's going to bless me with the ability to help a lot of our brothers and sisters, be able to get their family back, because every single prisoner is someone's child, and those children
Oh
need to get
yeah.
back. their families to get healed from the trauma that's inflicted upon them by an institution that has acted unlawfully since it was incepted.
Hell yeah. And man, thank you for your service and your sacrifice, man. And
And an honor.
Open your eyes.